Yo, what up, homies? How you guys doing? Look, first off, how are you guys doing today? How's your holiday? You know what I'm saying? Happy December. You know what I'm saying? Happy holidays. But this is an interesting video. It's gonna be me and Mogamu going over completely different things in Warframe, things that a lot of players have been talking about on how we feel, especially with the incidents and the things that's been happening with DE. And we just feel like it's really important for just to get the players' feedback on how everybody's been feeling. And it's a real interesting video. I've never did a video like this, but make sure you guys listen to it as like a podcast and just a TED Talk. But above all, if you guys do enjoy it, you guys know the vibes here, man. Please make sure you guys leave a thumbs up and a comment on this video. It's more important because I'm going to be taking comments from the comment section, kind of seeing like where the feedback is, because things have changed up a lot. But, you know, without further ado, you know, let's get it going. Hey, yo, Mo.
What up?
You know the type of people I don't like?
Okay, who is that?
A barber, bro. Because if they don't have a haircut, I can't trust them to cut my hair right. It's
Well,
weird.
I don't know where this is coming from.
I mean, because think about it. A barber don't have a haircut, but I mean, also at the end of the day, I don't trust a dev who don't play their own game either. So
wow.
It's just like that. It's just where it's at.
I feel that. So, you don't trust a dev. So you're saying that you feel like DE doesn't play their own game?
Not really. I feel like they dabble in it, but I don't feel like they truly like fully play the game the way to understanding like most of their player base do. I seen Steve try to finish the game. He stopped every shadow he seen. Ooh, look at the shadow. Ooh, look at the shadow. And he took a note. He took notes.
So you trying to tell me he was skipping through web development and tripping on every shadow on the way down the hill? Yeah. Have you seen the PS5 thing?
With the graphics of the shadows that they did?
Yeah, that's content.
Yeah, I actually saw that. Steve went in and stuck his hand in the cookie jar with that one. Looks great. It looks great.
But I will say this, like, I feel like, and this is just me, I feel like this is like typical Warframe. It's like, just throw graphics at it, right? And I even saw you say that in the video, which I think you heard me say it first.
Okay.
Of like, don't you feel like DE art or like DE artists are carrying Warframe at this point? Like, I feel like that.
I think DE's art team is literally the red and white Power Ranger, bro. Like, they literally carry, bro. Like, you can't do no morphing time without the Red Ranger. Like, literally, their art team is such a impact, such a strong team to really carry the vision, because the art carries it even without the replayability and the gameplay. Like, I think it's just absolutely crazy how good their team is with the art team.
Yeah, meanwhile, the gameplay people are asleep.
Yeah, they're a little bit asleep. They wake up late. They're the type of people that hit their alarm clock a couple times to go back.
Facts. Can I ask you a personal question?
Go ahead.
Do you like being right?
I'm not even gonna lie. Now you stroking my ego a little bit. I mean, do I like being right? I mean, does it? Yeah. I mean, does the Avatar like the airbend?
I don't know what you're talking about.
it's an Avatar.
Bro, you and your anime community, bro. I'm lost.
I mean, everybody likes to be right. Yeah.
So, did you see the video?
The one with all the thumbs down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The tidal wave of thumbs down, flowing downhill, clogging pipes, just ruining the neighborhood. Bro, it's so many thumbs down on that video. Like, it's actually insane. So I'm wondering, because you don't seem like the type of person that would say I told you so. I think you're better than that.
I'm way more wholesome than that. Way more wholesome.
Oh, you're a wholesome one, but I don't know about wholesome.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I've watched a lot of your videos talk about this, and it feels weird watching a video like that, looking at all the thumbs down, and seeing basically a lot of the Warframe community come to the same conclusion that you have, and I have over the last few years about the game. And it's like, bro, it's a weird feeling because it's like we try to tell a lot of people about the things we saw going downhill with the game, and then you see that video and people are like, I feel like this game has no end game, bro. And it's like, really, bro? That's what we're doing right now. But it just feels weird to hear people say stuff we've been saying and getting hate for the last few years. So I'm like, so are you gonna say I told you so, or are you gonna be a bigger person?
I am gonna be the bigger person. I'm gonna be the bigger person. Come on now, I wouldn't do that. Come on now. Mom, I was right. But I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. But no, like in actuality though, like it's a bittersweet thing, right? Being right about something like that while you don't want to be right about it. And I feel like a lot of players feel that way. Like they felt like they spoke up and felt a certain type of way about it, but they didn't want to fully be right because you like the game and you know it's a really good game as far as like vision and direction for what it could be. So it makes it a little bit weird, bro, because you start thinking to yourself like, dang, I've seen other games, you know, go down this path and see this happen to other games. And it's just like I always say, this is always my thing. I feel like people who enable too much hurt the things that they love because you enable too much. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what people did with the content in the game.
So you're saying there's some type of defender in armor on like a bright sunny day. I don't think there's a word for that.
Nah, I don't think
I
there's
might
a word
make
for
one
that.
up.
I might make one up too. I feel like they might ride a horse or something, you know, but I mean, honestly, what it comes down to, like the points that I wanted to hit was Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red was talking about Cyberpunk already, and it comes out next week, right? Which is supposed to be like the biggest game in the world that's supposed to be releasing. But what this comes down to is Warframe's also getting ready to go on break while the biggest game in the past like 8 years, hyped up, is actually going to be coming out with all the other games that are out. Like, how do you feel about that?
I feel like it's the cycle. It's so Cyberpunk is coming out, right? And we talk about the cycle all the time. It's like DE would be like, oh man, we're about to drop this big update, TitleCon, 400,000 views, right? And then 2 years later, you like, where the update? Then like, man, we got this update for you, right? But it's half baked. It's not really what you asked for. Like, it's like going into a restaurant and getting something totally different. And then they're like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna fix your order after my lunch break. So then they go on like a month and a half, 2-month lunch break in January, February. Like you say, games are constantly coming out in like November, December, while they're releasing a half-baked version of a huge piece of content that they promised and hyped up. They're on vacation, and then they come back and they're like, oh man, I'm sorry. We messed up your order. So this is what we're going to do, man. We're going to work on it. But really work on it means I'm going to fix just a couple bugs. I'm not really going to listen to your feedback. I'm going to be like, I'm going to send Rebecca out. Oh man, you know, we really listen to you guys' feedback. And then I'm going to fix a couple bugs and then make some more promises and then rinse, repeat. And you bring up Cyberpunk because that's literally the way it works and how these games get in. Because it's so many people that more and more will wake up to what I feel like is not great content in Warframe, because while Warframe is asleep, that's usually the season where content comes out or like big games comes out. And that's why we're at this point, because we've reached it's a point where enough people have played Cyberpunk, or not Cyberpunk, but Monster Hunter. That's what I want to say. Enough people have played Destiny for free. Enough people have played Path of Exile. Like, there are so many Warframe people who've actually played these games at this point that you can see more and more people agree with us. And I think that's why it's so many dislikes on that video, bro.
I think one thing for me is when it comes down to Warframe is I feel like it's kind of like a slap in everybody's faces for all the older people who've played it, the first time content creators, your bunch of content creators, because there's always a wave and a cycle of content creators, right? Like when your wave and everybody started doing Warframe videos, that cycle, then you had the older veterans, and you know you got the people that we have now. The thing about it is why people are upset and why newer players don't understand why why older vets and older players feel some kind of way is because Warframe leaves this open lane. And the open lane is there's no straight like winner in the looter shooter that you always got to look up to. You know, like how you have that one game to where you got to, like if you're talking about a MOBA, you got to mention League of Legends, right? You have to. League of Legends is like the game in that genre. When it comes down to the looter shooter category, Warframe had the hype, the lane, the uniqueness, everything about it to be different and to be that game in that genre that every other game could look up to be like, oh man, we want to be like Warframe, or oh, this game wants to be like Warframe. You know what I mean? Because it's the clear deciding champion in that director because it's so good and it stands out so well. But Warframe kind of dropped the ball and fumbled the bag so bad because they really open a lane and do minimal work on their content, take so many breaks, so true. And what they do is they leave this gap open for somebody or another game to come take that title away from them. And then it's at the point now to where this has always been my thing with Warframe, right? People don't like, there's an audience out there that don't like the big major updates because they feel like it takes them too long. They're not built for that, right? Then you got the audience out there that just wants some simple stuff. But here's my thing. This is what upsets me. If you're going to do a big update, right, and you fail by taking a risk and a chance at a big update, like the players will see it like, oh, they took a chance. It was something new. It was a big deal. I see the potential of what they're trying, right? But Warframe fails by doing the bare minimum, and that's why the players are upset. How do you fail at what you're doing? And when I say fail, I mean fail with these updates not really reaching a player base and not really being developed correctly, not being delivered. How do you fail with doing the bare minimum? That's why so many people are upset now, because they notice like, yo, they really haven't really done anything major. Like, look at these smaller updates that are not hitting the ball or not hitting the lane of where it could be or where it should be. So that's one thing for me. If you're gonna fail, at least go big and fail. Don't go small and still fail. You know what I mean?
That was my criticism with Railjack, bro. I'm like, why create another Fortuna, another content island? Like, you always got to go over here, level that up, go over there, level it up. I'm like, bro, the things they could have done with Railjack, first of all, not name it Impoopian or whatever, bro, these weird names, just stop. But I agree with you. It's like, why take the route of like every other update? Like, even with Railjack, I'm like, Railjack could have been like your space adventure, your connective tissue. And even they said that, but it's just like you say, it's like everything becomes the bare minimum. And here's the thing, bro, everything becomes the bare minimum because so many people were excited to get the minimum, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And DE kept making content for people who wanted the minimum. And people like us was like, bro, I want end game. I want raids. I want things. I want something difficult. I want something challenging. I want something I can, you know, play with my friends. I want something that brings people into the game. And other people were screaming like, no, man, I just want a little cosmetic and I want a new gun, bro. And it's like DE constantly like hit that audience of the most simple. But the crazy thing is the simple always becomes the complicated, bro. That's entropy. I just hit you with a big word. Like everything, if someone comes into the game and they're doing simple things, that person eventually is going to get tired of the simple things and they're going to want the more complex thing. So why listen to the person who just got there, bro? That's the problem. It's like constantly listening to somebody who's new to the game, and then that person becomes old to the game and their opinion changes. And it's like, bro, at what point can you like, all right, we're going to go to PS5. There aren't any more PlayStations, bro. Like there aren't any more like platforms. Like you can't keep growing into more and more people who haven't played Warframe. Bro, everybody's played Warframe. Like, come on, man. Like their business model has always been, let me go find more people to play Warframe. Ain't no more people, man. Ain't no more people.
Here's my thing. With every player, even in life, this is a big life advice, right? This is a big one. In life, you outgrow the things that you used to find attractive, and you develop more. You develop more.
Is that what you do?
Okay. Look, no, I'm serious though. That's how it goes. Like, I'm not saying I left. I'm dating a girl and I see a cuter girl and I'm gonna leave my girl. Not right away, I
You're
won't.
not saying that?
Not right away. I'm just laying. But that's just kind of like how it is in life. You remember, you ever had something when you were younger? And for anybody in the comment section, let me know if you ever had something that you, when you were younger, that you used to love to eat, like whatever it was, and then as you got older, you don't like it anymore. That's exactly what it is. And it's not outgrowing Warframe, it's outgrowing the content that they're giving you, because it's the bare minimum of not really challenging the players. Because at first, speaking about endgame started out as taboo. It was, you remember back in the day, like nobody wanted to hear it. They used to get hate for it, right?
Oh yeah.
The thing about it now is you have more people screaming about endgame, but a lot of the vets who were talking about endgame and T4 keys have departed from the game, you know?
They're gone.
They're gone. And now you have a lot of players left who are asking for endgame or just difficult content or just something to give them to have replayability that makes them get challenged in a different way. You can't just give them the same alert. You can't just keep doing the same exact thing and expect it to keep carrying on. And that's Warframe's game plan, is to keep doing the same thing. And the players who don't want it, it's fine. They'll back out or they'll do whatever. But we'll keep getting more new people, because the pyramid scheme is, those players, we see that it worked with those players, the older vets and everybody else, is worked with them and it's held them over for 6 to 7 years. Well, if we keep rotating out players and do the same business model, we'll keep those new players for another 6 or 7 years. You see what I'm saying?
True.
So whenever you do a pyramid scheme like that, but now it's reflecting, right? Because you have so many games coming out to challenge Warframe, or just so many games to take people away. Because remember, the business model for the community had a business model, and that business model was, if you don't like it, just leave, right? Now that business model really sold people, so people really started leaving. So now it's really hurting the game. And so you're looking at this like, oh man, like what the heck do I tell people now? You
Play other games.
Exactly.
Play other games.
Yeah.
Bro, that used to make me so mad. And then it's like you start playing other games and people are like, ooh, why are you playing that? Warframe is better. I'm like, bro, you literally just told me to play other games. like your business model can't be, hey man, see that game over there where they've got in game and they've got difficulty, you should probably go play that. Because eventually people are going to start listening. Yeah. And it used to be to the point where so the hustle used to be, and I commend DE on this, Rio. The hustle used to be, go play other games while I make you content. Yeah. Like you ever seen like those open marriages where it's like, where the wife be like, I don't really want to sleep with him, so I'm not gonna say nothing why, he messes with other women, and then when I'm in the mood, okay, but what happened when he don't come home?
Wait, is that the stuff you look up? I've never seen that.
This is theoretical.
All right.
Yeah. So the whole strategy of DE was, don't notice we don't have a lot of content. Go play other games and come back when we got some. But the problem with that is, the more you go off and play those other games, the less people come back. And we always told like our communities, that's a losing strategy, bro. That's a losing strategy. You literally can't be like, Coke can't be like, yo, go try Pepsi, bro, if you're thirsty, if you're out of Coke. Like you'll never see that in a, So it's just weird to me that was always the strategy. It's just weird. I don't know. Yo, how would you fix it, bro? How would you fix it? Because I'm looking at this video with all these thumbs down, and a lot of the stuff I'm seeing is like, DE's not listening to us anymore. It's the same old rehashed content. We gave feedback on it. Some of this content is pointless. Like, they're saying the same things we're saying. Like, do you even think this is like fixable, or like I don't know. I look at it now and I'm like, I don't know.
I think right now it's at the point to where players just kind of feel, bro. They feel like, you know what? We've been too nice to them and they don't listen. So now let's try a different tactic, which is what the community is doing. And at the end of the day, we always, this game, and I'm pretty sure everybody can agree, DE has gotten the biggest pass I've ever seen out of game creators. You know what I'm saying? Devs, out of any game period. Because when you look at it, you see DE have it to where they don't have to worry about backlash. I think DE went like at least 5+ years without ever worrying about backlash, because the backlash was always put down. you were attacked for it and they got rid of you real quick, right? They didn't have to really deal with backlash to this extent. Now, this extent of backlash is new to them, and now they don't know what to do. That's why Rebecca came out earlier in the summer and made that apology about the content that they've been dropping. And I said, yo, they've been 0 for 4 on updates. You know, the thing about it is when you look at it, you know what I'm saying? Like you lose, if you 0 for 4, you lose the NBA championship. That's all I'm telling you. The thing is, Warframe's content, and one thing, let me say this first. Warframe's, the reason why people feel so passionate is because it's a good game. It's a game that don't have a set direction. You know what I mean? Like the direction in Warframe, meaning they don't have to follow any guidelines. They're creating the story on the fly as they go. It's basically taken as zone sandbox, right? So you know how you have a large open world sandbox game? Warframe is basically like a large open world sandbox game, except it's divided by zones. You know what I mean? So those zones are divided by go to the void, go to this planet.
No connectivity.
Exactly. No connectivity. And so they do that and they have all this, and the lore takes too long to come out. Raids are not even something. When Scott was talking about getting rid of raids, I said, stupid idea. Stupid idea. You don't want to get rid of, even though his point was, this was his point, is to, we're going to get rid of raids because it only holds a small percent of our players and it takes so much to do.
Can I tell you why that's stupid?
Go ahead, tell me.
Bro, and Warframe is one of the main games that misses this point. All right, so there are only a tiny number of people who are doing raids, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get rid of it. All right, let's think about it in like a competitive game sense. That's like a game like Apex. All right, only 1% of the players are at the top rank in competitive. So you're telling me because only a tiny number of players sit at the absolute top rank, highest rank of competition, then that's just 1% of players. Let's get rid of the competitive mode.
Exactly.
And that's literally the approach. And it's like, no, you have to give people something to like work for. Like there's got to be a carrot, like way down the road. They can't be like, I'm just going to surround you with carrots, like these tiny little carrots, and they're kind of crap. Like there's always got to be something for people to work towards, and for the devs to approach it like, well, there are only a certain number of people who are actually accomplishing like our big goal. We'll just get rid of it. It's like, okay, bad idea, but do you?
And the thing about it is too, though, it's like it's a small percent of players because most of their players were so locked into the casual content that they didn't finish it to really truly get there. So Raid should have stayed around longer. It would have developed a bigger player base. But the reason why it was so small is that they're trying to make it seem like it's the players' fault. No, it's just, it was so horribly explained. Nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew what to do. Like the development team for it, and that's one thing with Warframe. Their instruction manual don't exist for most of the things. Like you remember coming into Warframe, you were lost. Bro, without the wiki 6-7 years ago, bro, what was life? I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah.
It's like getting thrown into the real world and you didn't even finish 6th grade yet. You're just lost. You don't know what to do. So, I mean, when you look at Warframe though, like we said, it's a great game. And I want you guys in the comment section to timestamp this part. This part's important. It seems like now there's more complaining, and I can see from players, you're just like, oh, it's just so much complaining. This game has good and it has greatness in it. When was the last time Warframe delivered something great as an update that you're not remembering from Second Dream
5 years ago
and way a couple years ago? When was the last time? So basically what it is that you're still living. So let's say you got married, right? You're in a marriage. We'll just break this down. You got married, your honeymoon and the day that you got married was the best day of your life. That's Second Dream. After that, your wife or your husband haven't done anything to impress you since. But you're still saying, oh my God, that honeymoon was amazing. My husband's the best because of that honeymoon. You see what I'm saying? Like nothing else has been done. No other accomplishments. You're now living in a box, okay? Don't even have a house. You see what I mean? So when you look at Warframe, bro, it's weird because they take, when was New War supposed to come out? 2 years ago?
That's hilarious.
it makes no sense because Warframe, my God, bro, there's some geniuses over there. They do this thing to where they can capitalize on the people that believe them, and it's okay to come out with those false promises. But any other game who make false promises, just like if I say something in a video or you say something in a video and we didn't do it in the next video like we promised, we were going to be held at a certain point. But Warframe don't get held to that. That's what they've been doing.
No, Rio, you're a small studio. You know, during a tough time where everyone's stuck inside, I can't expect you to make quality videos.
That's
I
crazy.
can't expect you to upload a video, bro. It's just you. You're stuck in your house. You can't go outside. You can't make videos.
Exactly, bro. You're so right, Mogamu. I didn't even look at how hard I was truly out here working.
Bro.
Yo, I mean, when you look at that though, every other game company has been releasing their content, but Warframe has to get a pass without crunching. You know,
yeah.
And it's just so different because you want to know what's crazy? The value of the update in this tough time is the same as how it was before the tough time started.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. So it's kind of like there's really no core issue of what's holding them back. So it gets a little bit weird to me when I look at it. But I mean, from the player base sitting in looking, it's just too much going on with DE right now. And I feel really nervous for him because you don't have nothing in the fourth quarter of December. And you're jumping into the first quarter and second quarter without anything big coming. While Outriders is going to be coming out as well after Cyberpunk.
Sketchy.
Oh my God, bro. Y'all are wild.
I forgot about Outriders.
Y'all are wild. I know Steve better come back with a brand new beard if he's planning to keep up with people, because that's about to be wild.
Bro, it really feel like Warframe be on an adventure, bro. They be like, yo, let's see if we can go 2 years without a major update, bro. Yo, place your bets.
I be seeing Rebecca on Final Fantasy 14 more than so that she play Warframe, and I get it. You bored. You ain't got nothing to do. She be having so much fun on Final Fantasy 14, and I get it. I get you, Rebecca. Rebecca, look, when you see this video, I want you to know, I understand you, Queen. I got you. But that's just kind of what it comes down to, man. It's a little bit weird. So how do you feel about outside hires?
Ooh. See, I want to disagree. I came into this video like, you know what, man? I'm going to find like 5 ways to disagree with Rio and argue with him. And then you just like said everything I was going to say. And it's just like, whatever. On that, it's like, bro, I feel like it's time. Like, okay, all right. So people are going to get mad at what I'm about to say, right?
I'm ready. I'm ready to get mad with the people too. Go ahead.
Let's be honest. You can look at DE and tell which people, I wouldn't say don't want to be there anymore, but they aren't really passionate about making something.
Scott and Sheldon. Sorry. I thought we were going to impulsively yell it out. My bad.
My audio cut out, so I didn't hear what you said. So there's definitely a lot of people or some people there who, and bro, listen, it's understandable, right? We've been doing this for a long time. And anytime you do something for a long time, creatively, you're gonna like burn out, right? You've expressed yourself. You've been doing the same thing. You want to do some new things. Understandable. But when you continue to occupy that space, when people are saying, yo, I still want Warframe content, there are a lot of people, even us included, who are just still waiting for that like great Warframe update. So I don't think it's fair to stand in the way of people who are still passionate and want that amazing Warframe content to still come, when there are probably really fresh young faces who will be more than willing to drive that content out.
And that's a good point that you said young, because you got to think about it. Rebecca them and Steve them were doing this when they were a lot younger. You know what I mean? So bringing in somebody with a fresh, it's kind of like a fresh coat of paint to a house. It feels brand new. You can make it look good. And those people are having fun doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? So it stands out like a lot more. So I feel like that's just something that they need to do. They need to put that in the game. And when I say put it in the game, you need to put fresh faces on that couch. Like, personally to me, this is just how I see it. Personally, Scott don't look happy.
There are people in the comment section who are commenting on what you said.
Yeah. I mean, I was just, you know what I'm saying? Personally, yikes. Scott don't look happy. I feel like, don't get rid of everybody, but add some new people there. So is the Power Rangers switch people? Hello? There's new Rangers all the time. You just got your favorite set of Rangers. And I'm not saying to fire Scott, fire Steve, and fire Rebecca. No. I'm saying, no one's saying that. I'm saying just change it out and introduce fresh faces. Just like the same way as how they introduce Taylor, or they introduce the sound designers for us to get to know him. Pablo and stuff like that. Introduce us to new people that we know are coming towards the team to help out. You know, because for what they're doing right now, for what Steve and them has done, has been great in Warframe, right? They did a great job. I will never take that away from them. But you can start to see where their work is diminishing and it's starting to be like repeated, right? Like people say this. Hey, look out for this in the comments. Warframe YouTubers are always complaining about the same thing. Well, if you're mad at us, how about you get mad at DE for releasing the same content? You know,
it's been the same update.
It's like been this. So you get mad at us for releasing the same video, but DE releases the same content, but you guys don't get mad at DE, which is a little bit, so being a hypocrite. I'm just saying, it's a little bit weird, you know. So when I look at that, it just feels a little bit odd to me. It feels off. I really feel like they need fresh faces there. I feel like the management team, which is something that, you know, the old workers have always criticized, should be something that they really deal with as well.
Yeah, it's time to freshen things up. But
are you a lore guy or gameplay guy?
Bro, I like okay, so I like we get into the weeds. I like both, but I don't like them to be separate. Like for instance, I don't like cutscenes.
Okay,
I hate cutscenes.
I love cutscenes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You're not a story guy. What are we talking? Oh, we're disagreeing. This is amazing.
Wow, that's weird. No, but I like cutscenes. I like looking at a cutscene. I'm not a story guy. I'm a gameplay guy, but cutscenes are lit. Like if they're doing something dope in the cutscene, like I'll watch it. Like, so here's my thing. I love gameplay, but I also love Netflix. I'm just saying, bro. I love a cutscene.
Yeah. At the end. To answer your question, it's like, I just like everything to move together, bro. Like, I think, okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever played a game where you really like the lore? Because I noticed you don't really like Warframe lore. Is there any game where the lore is dope? Like it's something you look forward to?
Nier.
Exactly.
I fell in love with Nier. Holy God, that game's amazing.
It's fire. Game of the year, right?
Game forever years.
Game of the year?
Every year. Every year I'm giving.
It's better than God of War?
Okay, don't ever disrespect the Sony exclusive, all right? All right, God of War is fire. But Nier is just so... Nier's story was told so well that I was so invested. You know what I mean? I just feel like... By the way, what happened to Warframe's writers? Where are the writers?
They probably got locked in a closet.
Bro,
they're done.
The lore takes so long to come out for this game. It takes so long.
Nothing. What? Remember the Lotus got turned into a hologram or something? How long has that been?
Oh no.
Like 3. I feel like I want to look it up, but I feel like it's not. It's been at least 2 to 3 years. Like they have left a cliffhanger for like 3. Bro, let's think about it like this.
When she left, that's true.
Bro, that was like 2017, 2018, like early 2018. Like, that's been so long. Bro, listen, I've had people come into my comment section and be like, yo, what's up, Mogamu? I remember when I used to watch you in high school. I'm married with 3 kids and I got a mortgage. You know, my first kid's pregnant. Like I'm a grandfather now. Like, bro, but seriously, like, you got to think, if you leave your story on a cliffhanger for 3 years, bro, people are only in college for 4 years. People only intern for a year and a half. You literally are leaving someone on a cliffhanger when they've moved on with their life. you know, just for context, you know, people move on, people get married, and it's like for them, for you, it may not seem like a big deal, but for them, it may have been something they loved. It's like a movie ending on a cliffhanger and the sequel comes out 5 years later. And it's like, bro, that person could have died. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
got to
true.
drop your content, you know? And I don't think DE looks at it like that, but the Lotus thing is like the perfect example of them being in the bubble and not realizing, yo, like, we could just take one of our writers, write the Lotus back into existence, make it kind of cool, and people and someone somewhere is gonna love that content. But other than that, it's like, no, we got this other shiny thing we want to chase. We're gonna fix a few bugs. We're gonna chase this other shiny thing, and back on vacation. See you in March. And it's like, okay, bro, let's see how long that lasts.
That cliffhanger reminds me of like a girl that you text who just left you on red, and you just see the little bubble there, like she's getting ready to type back and never texts back. and then text you 4 years later, be like, oh yeah, brunch? No, I'm married now. Like, I don't want to talk to you. So the way how I explain Warframe content, and I'm pretty sure the comment section, this is a timestamp. This is how you explain Warframe content. It's like you said, it's a cliffhanger, but it's literally years and years of filler content and no main story arc. You see what I mean? All they do is just filler content in between, and you
side quests.
Just a side quest. That's absolutely crazy to me. So I look at that stuff and I'm just like, whoa. Well, I tried, you know. And I know a lot of people hate the "I told you so" and everything else, but you gotta bring things up, because in a community like this, they'll overshadow it to make it seem like it was never said. You know what I mean? And they hate it. But they will point out all the times that you were wrong or whenever something happened. And you just got to embrace it. Like, I embrace the times when I was wrong. You know, people be like, LifeOfRio only wants endgame. He's an elitist. I'm guessing like half of the Warframe community now are elitists too. So, you know, that's just kind of what it's a different direction, bro. Like, the devs are getting so much hate on Twitter, YouTube. You already see how YouTube is going crazy with all the hate that they're getting. They're getting hate in the dev stream. And it's a cycle that they don't want to continue with, so they need to really nip it in the bud, like really quick. They need to do something before they start truly losing their community, because for all the players, this is how they're thinking right now. I'm gonna give you how all players are thinking. I'm just waiting for a game that's gonna give me the same feeling that Warframe does, so I can leave. That's how players are feeling. That's literally how they're
gambling.
Feeling. Yep.
That's why I call it gambling, because Anthem was a gamble. And they got lucky. Destiny 1 was a gamble. They got lucky there. Destiny 2 went free to play. They lost a lot of people with Destiny 2. Monster Hunter came to PC. They lost a lot of people. And they keep gambling with that. And it's like you say, it's like Outriders is coming, and they're still, bro, they're still like lucky number 7. Let's see if we can, you know, do the minimum and keep our audience while, you know, because to them, it's a gambling mentality. It's like they would rather play the numbers of being like, yo, let's just keep doing what we're doing, and if we keep hitting our number, which is Outriders is gonna flop, right? That's their number. They're rolling the dice. They're like, lucky number 7, Outriders is gonna flop, and they keep that mentality instead of going, yo, let me step away from the table. It's time to go home, because one day they're gonna crap out. And I feel like it's coming, and it might not be Outriders, it might not be Cyberpunk, bro, but it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. And it's like the mentality is not changing, but the funny thing is the players are starting to notice it, which I think is at least a start.
Yeah, the players are starting to know. You want to know one thing I want to point out first is the Warframe cinematic trailer. One of the dopest thing to ever happen in Warframe history. In the history of Warframe, which took like 6 years, 5.5, 6. I think that's how long it took before we got something like that. That wasn't done by anybody at DE. That was an outsider. That was an outside person that gave us the dopest thing ever in Warframe history. Like, let that sink in. That cinematic trailer that war That's something that just looks like some Jedi stuff, some Star Wars stuff of what you're seeing to a next level. It looks god tier. And that was delivered by an outside person. And they came and showed his face at TennoCon. You know what I mean? So,
by the way, he's moved on to, they just gave him Predator. Dan Trachtenberg, like literally, he dropped that, made something better, kept pushing, and he's moving forward. Where now they're letting him remake the Predator movies. I don't know if it's a remake or a sequel. I don't know.
Wow.
But like he's moved on.
Why didn't they just hire this guy?
Dude,
see, here's my take. DE has the money. You guys pay DE insane money. Yearly, their income is insane. You know what I mean? Just get the outside hire, because it's kind of like if you're going to be a streamer or a YouTuber, you invest in something that's going to give you the opportunity. You're going to invest in your camera. You're going to invest in your computer. You're going to invest in something that's going to make something better for your game. You know what I mean? You don't want to keep doing the bare minimum. Bro, that guy delivered the best thing in Warframe history as soon as they went to an outside hire. So imagine what else they can do by going out there and seeing other people's portfolios, because it's not like it's a shot in the dark. You see what these people can do before you hire them. You know what I mean? Like, they have their portfolios. It's an insane positive of what they can get out of it. And I feel like it needs to happen.
You know, it's to the point where that trailer is changing the game.
Like, oh yeah, 100%.
There are abilities and stuff happening into that trailer where people are going, yo, why can't I do that in the game? Because that's literally what a fresh face will do. It'll bring like just like the motivation or the inspiration to want to fix, because the game's stale right now. Like, bro, do you really want another open world with some more guns? Like, do you care about that? Or do you want to see like this dope trailer and be inspired to go to new places, to experience new things, bro? I don't know. It's weird to me that it's been stagnant for so long. I don't know.
Dude, it gave me such, at the starting vibe, gave me such freaking Tomb Raider vibe. They really emphasize on the Tenno. The Grenier look amazing. I'm like, yo, this is the graphics I want to see. Like, this thing looked like a whole new game. You know, everything about it just made sense on how it came to be. And this guy told the story for just getting the one opportunity to work on it better than how the devs told the story in 6 years. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's absolutely breathtaking. And I feel like the players see that, and now you remember the players that used to get a lot of hate, and the YouTubers used to get a lot of hate for be like, oh, they're problematic or they're wrong or whatever, is now being viewed as right because we talked about it so long ago. And I kind of want a cookie. Give me a cookie. Give me a cookie. You know, like, at the end of the day, I know I troll a lot and I mess around, but we really pointed this stuff out because us as YouTubers and you guys as gamers, because we're all gamers at the end of the day. It don't take a freaking genius. It don't take Einstein to see when something's going in the wrong direction with a game. Like, we were playing it. Like, we're invested in it, you know?
Yeah, facts. Let the healing process begin with a cookie.
With a cookie. I'm healed. Are you healed?
I'm getting there. It's going to take time.
Okay. I was a little bruised the other day, but, you know, I'm just laying. But no, man, I really actually enjoyed doing this. We got to do this again. Yo, do you guys think we should do this again? Let us know in the comment section. Let me know if you think we should do this again.
You wait for them to answer?
Yeah,
it would have been weird if somebody had answered.
Imagine if somebody popped in and be like, I think y'all should. I'm calling the police right there. I'm calling them.
I'm up out of here.
But nah, man, it was great.
Bro. Good video, bro. It was
Great
fun.
video,
We'll do
bro.
it.
I had fun. 100%.